In this video, we're going to show you the perfect itinerary for Cinque Terre. One of the questions we get asked most is how many days to stay to see the 5 villages. Many people do a rushed day trip, but to truly experience it, we recommend at least 4 days. That's why we've prepared a super complete 4-day itinerary with the best of Cinque Terre detailed day by day. If you have less time, you can cut the Portovenere day or group more villages together, but it will be very rushed. So let's get started. When is the best time to visit Cinque Terre? The most important tip is avoid peak summer. The months of July and August are unbearably crowded. The trains are like sardine cans, and the trails are congested. The best times are spring, from May to June, and fall, in September and October. The weather is perfect, warm enough for a swim, but pleasant for hiking, and the crowds are a bit smaller. Winter, from November to March, is very bad, as many restaurants close and the trails and ferries stop operating due to rain. So, how will our 4-day itinerary work? The idea is to use one base city and explore the villages from there. The secret to this itinerary is using the Cinque Terre Express train. It's your subway line between the villages. We'll group the villages by proximity to optimize your time. Now, let's talk about transportation, which is the most important part. Do not rent a car. It's the worst decision you can make. The villages are closed to cars, and parking on the outskirts costs a fortune. Over 50 euros per day. The only way to get around is by train. The Cinque Terre Express is a regional train that runs every 20 or 30 minutes and connects La Spezia, Riomaggiore, Manarola, Corniglia, Vernazza, Monterosso, and Levanto. The journey between each village takes less than 5 minutes. It's perfect. To use the train, you must buy the Cinque Terre Treno card. The 1-day pass costs 18 euros and 50 cents. The 2-day pass costs 33 euros. It gives you unlimited train travel, access to all the local buses within the villages, like the one up to Corniglia, and access to all the paid hiking trails. It's very worthwhile. The second best way to get around is by boat. In the summer season, a ferry line connects La Spezia, Portovenere, and the villages, except for Corniglia. It's slower and more expensive than the train. A day pass costs about 45 euros, but the view of the colorful villages from the sea is absolutely spectacular. We recommend doing this at least once. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. You'll be close to all these tourist spots. The big decision is, sleep inside or outside the villages. The most magical option is to sleep inside one of the 5 villages, like Vernazza or Manarola. You'll have the villages to yourself in the early morning and at night. The downside is the price, which is much more expensive, and the logistics of carrying luggage up and down stairs. The most practical and budget-friendly option is to stay in La Spezia, the base city to the south. It's a larger port city with many more options for cheap hotels and restaurants. And most importantly, the La Spezia train station is the main hub, and you're in Riomaggiore in just 7 minutes. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region in La Spezia or within the villages. If you stay in this marked area, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here on the QR code on the screen and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located in La Spezia, and another that is a dream in Vernazza. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The rooms with a view in the Cinque Terre villages sell out a year in advance. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips and that have everything much cheaper: travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all attractions, good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, cheap car rentals, and the global account to carry money paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save and use this page that will make your trip much easier. Now, let's get to the day-by-day plan. Day 1. Arrival in La Spezia, Riomaggiore, and sunset in Manarola. Arrive in La Spezia by train from Florence, Pisa, or Milan. Go to your hotel, check in, and buy your Cinque Terre Treno card at the station. Take the train from La Spezia Centrale station, and in just 7 minutes, get off at the first village, Riomaggiore. Spend the afternoon exploring. Walk down the main street, Via Colombo. Go through the tunnel to the tiny harbor. It's a beautiful view, with the colorful houses climbing the cliff. For a snack, grab a cone of fried seafood, the Fritto Misto from Il Pescato Cucinato. It costs about 10 euros. In the mid-afternoon, take the train again for another 2 minutes to Manarola. Manarola is the sunset village. Walk down the main street to the harbor. From there, walk up the viewpoint trail. On the opposite side of the village, This is where the famous Nessun Dorma bar is. The view from here is the most famous photo of Cinque Terre. The tip is, get in the virtual line for Nessun Dorma on their app as soon as you arrive in Manarola. Order a cutting board of meats and cheeses and an Aperol Spritz, which costs about 25 euros, and watch the most spectacular sunset of your life, seeing the houses turn golden. Afterward, take the train back to your base in La Spezia. Day 2. Corniglia and Vernazza. Today, we'll visit the two middle villages. Take the train to Corniglia. This is the only village not at sea level. When you exit the train station, you can either climb the Larderina, a zigzag staircase with 382 steps, or take the small green bus, which is free with your CINQUE TERRE card. Because it's hard to reach, Corniglia is the quietest village. Get lost in the alleys and grab a gelato. From there, you have two options. If you like to hike, take the trail from Corniglia to Vernazza. It's the most beautiful section of the Blue Trail. The hike takes about 90 minutes to 2 hours with many climbs, but the view arriving in Vernazza from above is unforgettable. If you don't want to hike, take the bus back to the station and take the train, which is a 5-minute ride. Spend the afternoon in Vernazza. It's the village with the most charming harbor. The main square by the water is full of restaurants. For lunch, grab a focaccia liger from Badi Badi Focacceria. A slice costs about 4 euros. Afterward, climb up to the ruins of Doria Castle. The ticket costs about 2 euros, and the view from the top of the tower over the harbor is spectacular. For dinner, Vernazza is the most romantic spot. We recommend booking a table at Ristorante Belfort, which is inside the castle tower, overlooking the sea. A dinner there costs over 80 euros per person, but it's a unique experience. Day 3. Monterosso al Mare. Beach Day. After 2 days of walking, today is for relaxing. Take the train to the last village, Monterosso al Mare. Monterosso is the largest village and the only one with a real, long, sandy beach. It's split into two parts, the new town, where the train station and main beach are, and the old town. Spend the morning on Spiaggia Fagina. Rent an umbrella and 2 chairs from one of the Lidos, the beach clubs. Renting for the full day costs about 30 euros. The water here is calm and clear. For lunch, there are many restaurants on the boardwalk. Ristorante L'Ancora della Tortuga is excellent, but expensive. To save money, find a focacceria in the Old Town. In the afternoon, explore the historic center of Monterosso. Visit the Church of St. John the Baptist and browse the artisan and layman's shops. In the late afternoon, take the train back to your base. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive. The main ticket here is the Cinque Terre card. We recommend the Treno card, which costs about 18 euros and 50 cents for 1 day. It gives you unlimited train travel between Levanto and La Spezia. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the description to the site, where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for the Cinque Terre card and the wonderful sunset boat tours, which give you the best view of the villages from the sea, all at the best price. And you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. Day 4. Day trip to Portovenere. Boat trip. On your last day, let's visit a hidden gem that isn't part of the Cinque Terre, but is just as beautiful, Portovenere. To get there, the best way is by boat. Go to the port in La Spezia and take the ferry. The trip takes about 30 minutes and costs about 30 euros round trip. The boat also stops in Riomaggiore and Manarola. Portovenere is a stunning village, with tall, colorful houses on the marina and the Church of San Pietro on top of a rocky cliff. Spend the day exploring the village, climb up to Doria Castle, not to be confused with Vernazza, and walk to the tip of the promontory to see the church. For lunch, eat at one of the restaurants in the harbor. In the late afternoon, take the ferry back to La Spezia, and from there, head to your next destination or the nearest airport, which is Pisa. About travel insurance. Essential and mandatory to enter Europe. You need coverage of 30,000 euros. Use the comparator in the link in the description to save money. Quick shopping tips. The focus is on gastronomy and crafts. Buy limoncino, the local lemon liqueur. Buy jars of artisanal pesto alla Genovese and hand-painted ceramics in Vernazza. Remember tax-free on purchases over 70 euros. Validate at your last airport in Europe. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Subscribe and like the video for more tips. And how much does it cost to eat in Cinque Terre? It's an expensive destination. A Big Mac combo in La Spezia costs 11 euros. Water at a restaurant costs 4 euros. Ask for a carafe d'eau, which is free tap water. A budget meal like focaccia or fritto misto is under 15 euros. A mid-range dinner costs 40 to 50 euros per person. The platter at the famous Nessun Dorma costs about 25 euros per person, and the tip is not obligatory. The coperto and service are included. And what to do at night? The nightlife in Cinque Terre is very, very quiet. It's not a party destination. The program is romantic. Have a long dinner with a sea view and then grab a gelato. Riomaggiore and Vernazza have bars that stay open a little later, but everything closes relatively early. And if you're traveling with children, it's not the easiest destination. The villages are vertical, full of steep stairs. Corniglia requires climbing 382 steps. It's a nightmare for strollers. The only good village for children is Monterosso al Mare. It's flat and has a long, sandy beach with beach clubs. And to combine your trip, Cinque Terre is perfectly located. The base, La Spezia, is just 1 hour by train from Pisa. It's 90 minutes from Genoa, and it's about 2.5 hours from Florence and Milan. It's the perfect day trip from one of those cities. If you liked this detailed Cinque Terre itinerary, like the video and subscribe to our channel. Leave your questions in the comments. Thank you very much and have a great trip.